I would be remiss if I didn't bring up this extraordinary development that's been occurring recently between President Trump and the media, where he basically has been very public about the fact that he doesn't like the media. He doesn't like the media's portrayal of what he's doing. He uses the term fake news a lot. Is this an extremely difficult time to be in your business?
You know, it should be. You know, no one likes to have certainly what they do disparaged. And, you know, we take great pride in the care. You know, we put on a broadcast every night. But in many ways, I find it kind of liberating because so many bad things have been said now that we can just do our jobs and take the hits. You know, no one is in this. We know that news isn't going to always make you feel good. I mean, sometimes it's going to challenge your worldview. But now it's a sense of, what are they going to say about us? Or we're the opposition? They already have.
Yeah.
So I think all of us are feeling this is a good time to be a journalist, really, because we really focus on our job, holding people in power accountable. And I think that people that certainly watch my broadcasts understand that you know, we're very careful with how we curate the day every day, and we put a lot of thought and a lot of care into it. And you know, you just do what you got to do.
There's been so much attention paid to if the president sends out a tweet, for example, or there's, you know, Ivanka's brand is promoted by Kellyanne Conway. There's so much talk about that some people think real issues are being underreported. Is there any issue right now that you think is being underreported because everyone's distracted by the noise?
Well, I mean, I think that the Russian hacking story, I think when that came out, it was a huge story. I think it is still a huge story. Unfortunately, we're too close to the election. We can't separate it. I wish for a moment we could say, forget there's a Donald Trump, forget there was a Hillary Clinton. Let's just look at this, what happened here. I still think that's an incredibly important story that probably because of the political environment we really can't discuss, because it ends up being a discussion about legitimacy and these other things.
Right. It's too loaded right now, but it does feel like at some point there needs to be an understanding of how much of an influence did Russian hackers have on our election, if at all. We need to know. Yeah,
and I just think that right now, you know, we don't want to be talking about a lot of these things. We don't, you know, we don't want to have to be making corrections and talk about falsehoods and this. You know, we want to talk about issues.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things flying at us. A lot of us thought that after January 20th, life would slow down. Of course, last year, you know, we had the Olympics, we had 2 political conventions, I moderated 2 debates, we had an election, and January 20th, we thought the world would slow down. Not happening.
Yeah.
Every day, something else.